welcome everyone to the ScreamCast. I am your host, Sean DeRegger. And with me, as always, trying to ruin the show, Brad Henderson.
I don't try to ruin the show, I just try to derail it, that's all.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And Brian Sauer, 2 times in a row.
Woohoo!
Yes.
Crazy.
It's about time.
About time for 2 times in a row?
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh.
That can go many places, which I will not go right now. Well, this week we are talking the dachshund killer, the mutant dachshund killer movie Deadly Eyes from 1982.
They're rats, too. Don't forget.
They're rats. But but I can never look at my innocent little dachshund the same ever again.
Wait, you have a dachshund?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that made
awesome.
this movie just so much more on so many levels.
Nice.
Which we'll get into in a bit. But I always want to try to mention some things at the beginning of the show, but my brain is slowly starting to try to fire on all cylinders as I'm drinking my coffee here. But I wanted to ask you guys, I brought this up before we start recording. I joined a few Facebook groups, and I've been having a lot of fun with them. Actually, more fun with them than Twitter. Unlike the Code Red group, which was all drama, they did combine forces with Scorpion Releasing and did it. There's a Code Red of the Scorpion Releasing Facebook page, which is a lot less drama, and Walt and Bill both contribute there. But I also joined the Gentleman's Guide to Midnight Cinema, which they have a podcast as well.
Yes, I've been on that show many, many times.
Yeah.
Used to do interviews.
And that Facebook group is a lot of fun. And my wallet hates them, but they've been a lot of fun. Kind of, everyone kind of posts what trashy or B-level movie they're watching, and it's just fantastic. I'm trying to do some shout-outs here to some people.
Give him something to do, Sean.
I know, Brad. Yeah. Oh no, Sean's talking and Brad's not. Brad's bored.
You're right.
Brad, do you feel the same way about Facebook groups or no? I mean, this is just something that I've been having a blast.
I agree with you on somewhat, but my problem is that out of every 20 posts, there's 19 about how much somebody hates Rob Zombie, and then one that's decent. So it's just all a bunch of bullshit. It's another bitch outlet for people. The same thing is how Twitter has become, but it's calmed down a little bit. But I made a comment the other day about how when Sharknado 2 was playing, how everybody was just fine. It was actually fun to go on Twitter and see what people were saying, because it wasn't just talking shit about everything and just bitching. Yeah, it's just the social media has just become it's almost like how people sit behind their keyboard and fucking cyberbully. Not that they're cyberbullying anybody, but it's just it's just so easy just to get behind your keyboard or your phone and just start just bitching. I mean, if you want to say something that's on your mind, that's fine. But when you have just endless fucking posts and tweets just on and on, because there's a reason there's 140 characters on Twitter, but people just think that I'm gonna post 20 tweets about the same thing.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm with you. It's a tough thing because I think there's different modes of thought, and one is people use it for bitching, and I try not to do that. On occasion, for instance, Warner Bros. Announced that Batman 1960s Batman set, and I put out a tweet. This is just kind of to show it can go either way. I put out a tweet that said, it's announced, it's pre-ordered, it's a little pricey. I just said little pricey. That's all I said, because it's $189. So I put that out, and then of course 3 or 4 people come back with well, it's however many episodes, actually it's not that expensive or whatever. I'm okay, I didn't want to put it out there and have people freak out when they saw the price. And a friend of mine put out a Facebook post that mentioned that it did the opposite or something, but then of course, or didn't mention it, and then basically people started bitching about the price. So it's one of those things where I feel like, just like movies, you can find anybody that likes.
You just can't win.
Yeah, you can't. So I just try to be neutral or positive.
Yeah.
And it's hard, but that's been my sort of attack.
Yeah.
There was like a brief 2-hour moment where it seemed that Twitter was in this little euphoric Sharknado 2 bubble. And
then the next day, FearNet shut down and everybody's bitching about FearNet. I'm like, all right, I mean, FearNet was cool, but dude, let's just, it's gone. Nothing's gonna happen.
Hey everyone, there's gonna be another horror website.
Yeah, do you really think fucking Comcast is looking at your specific Twitter accounts or typing in FearNet to see what people are saying and be like, oh, well, these 100 people here really, really want FearNet back, so, no. It's a fucking company, man. Shit happens. Bad shit happens. People lose their jobs. It sucks, but we've been on the FearNet thing for 2 months now?
I'm over it. I've buried
that's
it.
What I'm saying.
I said my piece.
I've stopped using. I stopped using Twitter. The only not fully stopped using Twitter, but the only time I use Twitter is to actually tweet or reply to something that somebody has said to me. But I don't scroll through the feed anymore. I just don't. There's no point. And the same thing for Facebook. I never use Facebook unless I get a notification and I hardly ever post anything. But when I very first start, sometimes I will go to the horror, movie groups just to see, because those guys are fucking super crazy about, I don't know if they subscribe, RSS feeds or something, but they know, one of the first things is announced, they know about it.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I use it just, especially, sometimes for the Blu-ray announcements, just to scroll through, for the past week just to see if I miss anything. But you got to scroll through just a bunch of bullshit, and it's just stupid. It's just stupid stuff.
Yeah.
So, but.
Yep. No, I think the ones I've joined, everyone's pretty fun, and I think that's the thing why I've liked it, because it's been almost all positivity on my Facebook feed, and as opposed to Twitter, which is it's weird because sometimes Facebook and Twitter kind of swap, and then one time there's some days where Facebook is just the sweaty asshole from hell. They just want to get away from.
Sweaty asshole from hell.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know. Just, word pictures, Brad. Word pictures to help you understand.
Well, I don't want to fucking have any picture of that.
Well, anyway.
I mean, whose asshole are we talking about?
Oh, dude, on a 100-degree day, it's my asshole. Jesus Christ.
Well,
God, horrible. It's been horrible in here.
Why are you jumping to that? We're talking about actually. Never mind. You're using a metaphor, and now you're using legit shit like
you're asking me questions. I'm just answering honestly.
Talking about derailing the show, Sean.
God, I hate summertime. All right.
Well, you fucking tweet about it.
I don't. I try to.
California sucks.
I try to tweet only positive stuff now, Brad. I don't tweet about how it sucks when it's hot and you have to step outside and you're just sweating constantly.
Well, dude, no, I live in Florida. Walk to my car and I need to get a shower when I get home.
Oh, I can't even imagine, dude.
All right, well, hey, anyway, that's all. I wanted to give a couple shout-outs to, especially the Gentleman's Guide to Midnight Cinema. It's a fun group and a pretty fun podcast of theirs.
I might have to join that if you guys are talking about trashy shit.
It's a good one. A lot of good people on there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, I understand, Brad, you have some Blu-ray announcements, so I think we should jump into that.
Do you like what you see?
I love what I see.
Would you like to touch what you see?
Yes, I would.
Yeah, you ready? Dude, that's like the news headline, old school thing. I know you have the song and it's really, really cool and the stuff from Wolfman and Mars, but what about the da-da-da-da?
I don't know. I'll see if I can sound grab that, apparently. So you don't have to fucking do it over and over again.
When he does it.
But here's the thing. I'm just going to ramble through some of this stuff really, really quick because there's so much shit that's been announced.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just, like, and it's stuff that we really don't need to care about, so I'll move fast. No, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
August 18th, Arrow's releasing The Beast on Blu-ray, so keep your eyes out for that. I have never seen that movie, so I'm going to be picking that up. On September 2nd, Cabin Fever 3 comes out from Image.
Whoa.
I've heard decent things from that.
I didn't even know that was made.
Yeah, they're doing 3 and 4. It's like I think they're doing them back to back. That might have changed because it kind of flopped. In September 9th, there's a Carrie 2-pack and Amityville 2-pack coming out. The original and the remakes from Fox. So whatever.
Yeah, that's a win.
The remake of Carrie is $9.99 at Best Buy this week. I think it still might be. I don't know.
Oh
it was.
Oh my God, Jesus!
But I didn't grab it because
derail.
Proceed.
September 15th, The Whip and Body from I guess it's pronounced Odeon Pictures from the UK. They're releasing that. Stage Fright. I've got word that it's limited to 3,000 copies. It's a UK release too, September 15th. But we're getting that in States too,
okay,
so it's not to really worry about. Jesus Christ. Killer Clowns was pushed back to September, I believe, because they're doing some interviews with like probably the Kyoto brothers and shit like that. So September 15th.
Sorry, didn't the Burbs get pushed too? The Arrow Burbs?
Yeah, I don't know the date on that though.
Yeah, it's September something. Anyway.
Oh, it is. Okay.
It's the month. I'm gonna call September Hell Month because all my money's gone in September.
It's gonna be rough.
It's all gone because I just pre-ordered the Burbs because it's one of my favorite comedies of all time.
Oh, me too, dude. But at least Dante's involved. That's great.
Oh,
anyway,
yeah.
I'm shutting up. Sorry to derail.
Here we go.
Fantastic.
Go. Sorry.
Blu-ray announcements are over.
No, we're done. That's it.
September 22nd, bunch of shit from the UK, Island of Dr. Moreau collection. Eyes Without a Face is getting a release over there. Dream Home, which we have over here, Night of the Comet, which Scream has released. And a movie called The Shout that sounds really, really interesting. It's like from 1978. You know anything about that, Brian?
Yeah, Jersey Skolimowski. Yeah, it's an interesting one for sure. Definitely worth picking up.
All right, I'll have to pick that up then. But everything else, aside from Island of Dr. Moreau collection, is released over here. Eyes Without a Face, of course, Criterion. But anyways, another Criterion release, September 23rd. I must have missed this because I guess this has been announced for a little bit as The Innocents, which is really, really, really good. But that's getting a release, Blu-ray, September 23rd. September 29th, Arrow is releasing Shivers and Mark of the Devil. Of course, this is in the UK. Mill Creek on September 30th is doing I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's kind of a... I still like that movie.
No, I do too, kind of.
It reminds me of being a kid and going to the theater for like a rated R horror film. So, Interview with the Vampire from WB is coming out. It's like a new anniversary bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know if they're just slapping a new cover on that and re-releasing it or what. Because I know that some people were not happy with the last release.
Curse of the Crimson Altar comes out October 6th in the UK by that Odeon group. Have you noted anything about that, Brian? Because that's new to me, too.
Nope, I haven't seen that one or heard of it, really.
Yeah. October 7th, there's a bunch of shit that was announced from Lionsgate. Sean notified me about this.
I got some info on those.
Well, are they... Okay, here's the deal. Halloween is getting 6, 7, and 8 re-released. Mm-hmm. From Dusk Till Dawn is getting a re-release. Children of the Corn 3, 5, and 6. The Faculty, a Hellraiser collection, which has like 4 fucking movies.
Like the last 4 bullshit.
Yeah. Venom, not the Snake movie with the Black Mamba or whatever, but it's the backwoods Louisiana slasher. And the Prophecy collection, which is like 5 movies or whatever. They're all being released by not in a pack or anything. I mean, there are packs of each series, but not like all together.
Yeah, I'm not excited about these.
They're all past like Mill Creek.
Echo Bridge.
Or yeah, that's right. Sorry.
It's all the Echo Bridge bullshits. I don't know if they're doing like new transfers or what, but if they're not doing new transfers, like why the hell are they even doing it?
Highly doubt it. Highly doubt that there's new transfers. Yeah.
It's just the same old crap.
Whatever
besides
HD
Lionsgate.
masters are available would be my guess.
Ugh.
Yeah, because From Dusk Till Dawn and Venom and The Faculty are and the Prophecy collection I already own, and they don't look that great.
No.
So.
And I got the Canadian version of From Dusk Till Dawn. It looks way better.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I don't have that, Sean. Thanks for letting me know.
I'm letting people know. It's like there is a better version of From Dusk Till Dawn, but it doesn't come with, was it Full Tilt Boogie or whatever? That documentary.
Oh, yeah, I got that, son.
But
I
that's a fantastic documentary. But
Yeah, that's a really good doc.
Boom.
I may pick that up if it's cheap just to get that documentary.
Well, I don't know if
That's a
that's
good
on
one.
this one, is it?
I'm not sure. Well,
See, what I just bought
might
the From
be.
Dusk Till Dawn set that they put
Yeah,
out.
exactly.
It has
That's
all
like-
three with Full Tilt
for like
Full
$5.
Tilt Boogie on it. Yeah.
like,
So that
I might as well
tells you the
grab that.
transfers are not good.
No.
So,
we put 5
all right.
movies on one disc. This was great.
No, that's not a good sign.
No. When especially the
Don't give
prophecy,
people false
the
hope.
prophecy movies, they did the prophecy collection. They did all 4. They did the 1, 3, 4, and 5 on one disc, and then they slapped Prophecy 2 on another separate Blu-ray. It's like, you guys
weird.
kidding me?
Yeah.
Echo Bridge is the worst, people. They are the worst.
Can't wait to start up that podcast.
I mean, Mill Creek. Mill Creek is like Criterion compared to Echo Bridge.
No, they're not.
Yes. Mill Creek's actually been surprising me lately. So,
Well, I mean, yeah,
a
their
hat tip
transfers
to
are
them.
decent. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're. I mean, I
They've
know
been giving me what I want. Like,
I'm not a fan of Anaconda, but with those movies from the 90s, sometimes there's like this really like saran wrap looking glossy look
yeah,
that a lot of them have.
yeah.
When they're on like DVD and shit, but they actually made Anaconda look decent. Which I was surprised watching Anaconda again. It wasn't as bad as because I didn't like it when I first saw it when I was younger, and I saw it again. But I watched it recently. It has some really, really good moments. October 13th, Rabid Dogs, aka Kidnapped, is getting the Arrow release over in the UK, which I'm pretty excited about because I know that has a different cut and slightly different soundtrack. So, and it's better. So I'm pretty excited about that. Wolf Cop got announced by Studio Canal over in the UK. It doesn't have a US release though, so
Fuck that. Get a region free player, get Wolf Cop, even though they're from Canada. God.
What does Canada do with anything?
Well, Canada's is region 8 or whatever. So why the hell didn't they get Canada distribution on Blu-ray?
Because it just hasn't been out yet.
Well, it's just
Sean.
stupid.
Rights are
It's dumb
different
like
overseas.
Jeez, dumb. All right, continue.
All right, so October 14th.
I'm really excited about Wolf Cop. All right.
Oh God.
Super excited about Wolf Cop.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the 4-disc, comes out October 14th. Now, the regular one comes out beforehand, comes out September, but the 4-disc comes out October 14th.
And it's only like $22 right now on Amazon.
Yeah, so jump on that. Island of Terror from this Odeon, I guess they're dishing out movies now. Island of Terror in the UK comes out October 20th. October 21st is the Soskas twins' See No Evil 2, released from Lionsgate, and Scorpion announced that To All a Good Night will be coming out, which is a fantastic flick. David Hess directs that, of course. Great movie. October 28th, Planet of the Vampires was announced by Scorpion.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus.
What?
Squirm is getting... Go ahead, Sean. Let's
Planet
take
of
a
the
moment.
Vampires is awesome. That's all I'm going to say.
We know. Squirm is getting released by Scream on October 28th. November 4th is The Doctors and the Devils by Scream. November 11th is Dolls, which will be a collector's edition, I've heard. On November 11th, that's one of the new titles they just announced. November 18th is 2 other Scream titles, The Dark Half and Monkey Shines on Blu-ray. Blu-ray announcements are over.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Okay. Anyway, all right. Well, thanks, Brad. Appreciate it, as always.
No problem. I did a good job.
Good job, Brad. Good job. Here's your... If we were in the same room, I'd give you a treat.
What is this treat you speak of?
My dick, son.
Okay.
All right, whatever.
All right, sorry, I couldn't.
You have like adult dad jokes, and I'm sure you have dad jokes. Like, you're probably the worst at dad jokes.
Yeah, probably. All right, so this week, gentlemen, we are talking the 1982 killer rat flick, Deadly Eyes.
Beneath the city, in the darkness, is a horror from hell, waiting, watching. Tonight, it will feed.
But the bite itself is much larger than anything I'm familiar with.
Deadly Eyes, rated R.
Deadly Eyes.
Yes.
I see your deadly eyes.
Directed by Robert Krause.
Deadly
Oh my God.
eyes.
I was going to say, directed by Robert Krause, you may know him from Enter the Dragon.
What the fuck is Enter the Dragon?
I give up.
He also did The Pack.
What is that? What is Enter the Dragon?
Which was actually on my list that we're doing of our favorite animals attack.
Enter the Dragon?
Yeah, Enter the Dragon, because there's a big fucking dragon in that movie. No, The Pack.
Don't spoil your list yet.
I said it wasn't on there, Sean.
So I of course had never heard of Deadly Eyes. Me being the square that I am. Fuck you, Brad.
What the fuck is that?
All I know is a killer rat movie. It's all I knew.
Fucking killer rat movie. What the hell is this shit?
And then
How many killer rat movies are there?
Apparently a lot.
Yeah, there's a few.
Apparently a lot. And the one thing that kind of turned my head was the fact that they used dachshunds in costumes as the rats, which, me being a dachshund owner, I have a long-haired dachshund named Lilo. That was immediately of interest to me. So now every time I see my dog, I think of just a killer rat. So, anyway, the movie's pretty fantastic. Stars co-stars Scatman Crothers, and I want to get into this in a little bit here. Lisa Langlois from The Nest, and Leslie Donaldson from Happy Birthday to Me, and Curtains, which Curtains was just released on Blu-ray, which I have not seen. Why is it such a surprise that I haven't seen shit? I'm not as cool as you, Brad.
No, it's not about that. Like, it's fun when people haven't seen shit. Because
most people haven't seen Curtains.
No, it's right. Because Curtains wasn't like, it was hard to find on VHS, and they got some fucking weird ass like DVD release and a multi-pack like a couple years ago. But I know it's fun when people watch it. It's just funny with you. Because it's on the podcast and you say you haven't seen it.
What? I'm being honest. I'm not going to,
No, I'm glad you are honest.
And, pretend I've seen stuff.
No, trust me, you're already a dill hole. But it's just funny because it's almost every time.
Well, it is. Like, dude, that's
No, but it's fun because it's a totally different perspective on everything, you know? Because, you have somebody that's brand new, you have me who, jacked
yeah,
off
no, I think
stuff
that's
when
cool
was, like,
because I think...
I said jacked off.
What I could do is, Brad, is before each show, is I can read Wikipedia and then pretend I've seen shit, and right? Yeah, because Wikipedia knows all. Now, me being the loser that I am, Brad, you guys can answer me this question: what is up with Scatman Crothers, and why is it a big deal he's in this movie? Was it a timing thing?
So he's a Scatman.
Well, yeah, but what the hell? What's up with Scatman?
You don't like Scatman?
I don't know. I've known the name. It's one of those things that you know the name, you recognize the guy, and isn't he the Bruda type guy or something like that? I don't know. What does he do?
Okay.
Dude, that's something completely different. That's the Scatman techno shit.
No, Scatman, people know Scatman from The Shining, which he had only done a couple years before this. Scatman is the voice of Hong Kong Phooey. He's just one of the great character actors ever. Okay. He's just got a great voice and a great presence. For me, I always feel like Scatman elevates a movie like half a grade or half a star just being in the movie. That's it. He doesn't have to even say anything. That's how good he is for me. but I don't know if everybody else feels the same way about him.
Yeah, no, I just think that people have went after him. You know, I mean, he's been in countless movies, and I mean, you're right, Brian. He has a voice. He has a certain look. I mean, even like in Detroit 9000, he's in as the Reverend. Like he's great in that. Like you said, he was great in the Shining. Another Robert Klaus, which we need to actually discuss Robert Klaus a little bit because he has a lot of good movies. But he directed Black Belt Jones.
That's right.
And, you know, he's Scatman's in that. But I mean, he's kind of that iconic person, that iconic character, comparable to, you know, like Dick Miller or something. That's
totally.
It's like the black Dick Miller. But you know, even One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. So he played Turkle or whatever his name was. But you know, I mean,
he's one of those guys that I've seen, but I'm like, where the hell have I seen this guy?
Yeah, he's there.
Go?
It's just that
he's in tons of stuff.
He's never had like a huge like leading role, I would say. I mean, I've seen a lot of movies, but I don't know how many. You know, Brian, am I correct on that? Like, is he had like a leading role?
I'm sure there's some little movie somewhere that he did, but I'm not aware of it. Mostly he's supporting. Yeah. I mean, he did a lot of animated voices too. Ralph Bakshi movies. He did he's just done a ton of shit.
Yeah, he was like voice of like one of the like Transformers or something.
Yeah, Jazz. I think he was the voice of Jazz.
Oh, really? Yeah. See, that's what I would know him from.
I could be wrong about that one. I got to look that up.
No, I think it was Jazz. Yeah.
So he's just done so much stuff. He's awesome.
Wow. Okay. So now
there you go, Sean.
There you go. I know of him, and he's probably been in a bunch of crap, but I just couldn't place it. The one thing that's funny when they went in the special features there, I think it was Charles Eagley that was being interviewed, and he said that he was responsible for supplying Scatman with the weed to get him through the day. That
was pretty funny. I was going to mention that too.
He's also responsible for writing Piranha 2.
Yes. Oh, is he really? That's so funny because he mentioned that Deadly Eyes was a total homage to Piranha.
Yeah.
Like he loves John, and he mentioned John Sayles. So I mean, not only Joe Dante's movie, but maybe he just loved Sayles' script, you know, for Piranha.
Yeah. Let's talk about Robert Klaus real quick. He's responsible
he directed The Pack.
He's responsible for one of my favorite movies of all time, Jim Cotta.
Oh, whatever.
I love Jim Cotta. You know, it's I don't know why I love it so much, but it's amazing. And for all the wrong reasons, but it's incredible. No,
it's pretty unique, that one.
Yeah, well, he's done
better movies.
Jackie Chan movie that was released on Shout's label, The Big Brawl. It was before Jackie Chan went like American cartoonish bullshit, like right after like Rumble in the Bronx and like Police Story and shit. Yeah. He did a badass action movie called Force 5. It's really good. Martial artists like have a team and shit. Of course, Jim Cotta, whatever. He also did the first and second China O'Brien movies, which Cynthia Rothrock, as a child, I was obsessed with Cynthia Rothrock, and I love the China O'Brien movies and anything that China O'Brien's in. And he did Ironheart, actually, which a lot of people probably don't know, but that was I think it was his last movie. It's pretty decent. So,
I love. Yeah. There's one early on he did called Darker Than Amber, with fucking Rod Taylor as this famous detective character, Travis McGee. It's based on a series. With he and William Smith get into a really cool fight in Darker Than Amber. That's one of those that's not available that I'm hoping one of these labels can clear, because it's a really great sort of gritty detective movie so he's just all over the map. I just love that about him.
Yeah, and he did what's that other Bruce Lee movie? He did another Bruce Lee movie.
Game of Death?
I think that's it. Yeah,
I think so. Because they show that's the double feature, I think.
That's the one where he's fighting. Who is he fighting in that? Who's like twice his size?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
God,
that's the
I want to see that movie now. I was like, man, I need to watch this.
No, that's incredible. That's a pretty funny bit when, what's his name, Lisa Langlois' boyfriend, she's like trying to make out with him, and it's that scene It's that scene where Bruce Lee's fighting Kareem, and he's kind of like making out with him, but he's like looking at the screen, like, this is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, exactly. It made me want to pause the movie and track down the Game of Death, right? That's
that's the one. I think.
Wanted me to track that down and watch it because, God, that scene, just the scene within the movie is just one of the most incredible fights,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
Well, it just elevates. Sorry.
No, you go ahead, Brian. I don't want to cut you off.
It just elevates that whole movie theater scene, which is already awesome. It's like the lead up to that is that weird ass scene of them fighting, and then the rats attack, and you know what I mean. So it's great.
Oh my God. So the rest of the cast, it's kind of I don't think there's anyone else really. Lisa Langlois is great. Leslie Donaldson is in there. But when I first popped this movie in, I mean, this movie starts off with basically the rats eating a kid, a baby almost, like what, 2 or 3 years old? I mean, that's ballsy.
Yeah, no, that's one of the things I love about this movie is that it touches on all this un-PC kind of stuff that you wouldn't see in a movie now. Killing a kid, killing old people, student-teacher relations,
right?
Which is certainly in movies now, but if it is, it's like the focus of the movie, and this is that's just kind of side.
And nothing as weird as the student following the teacher into the shower.
Yeah, and that's such a weird. Can you guys clarify when he comes out of the shower? He hasn't put a towel on yet, right?
No, he hasn't, and he's going to weigh himself, and he had a boner.
Probably
that was going on.
He definitely had a boner because I had a boner.
And he whacked it 5 minutes after she left. Not even. Furiously. Fapping.
Yeah, no, that's an interesting scene because I kept forgetting. I'm like, put a towel on, right? And
yeah, dude, come on, cover up.
Yeah, but like he didn't have any time. She was like right there, So anyway, I love that this movie just goes for it right away, and it's just kind of like, yeah, these rats are gonna fuck you up. They don't care. So
no. There's just this movie was just like it's almost like when you can't think it can get even more entertaining, it does. And when the rats appear, and the way they skit, like me owning a wiener dog, a dachshund, like the little scamper of these dogs. Yeah. They're scampering across the screen because my wife walked in, she saw them scampering across, and she's like, and I told her, those are dogs in costumes, and she's like, oh, they just want to go lick the guy, and I'm like, exactly, they just want to go lick him. So every time there's a death scene, that's all I imagined was just people just being licked like crazy by little dogs.
Yeah,
I mean, there's to death.
Thank you, Brad.
There's a great behind the scenes shot in the special features of the dogs, like with their masks off in costume. I tweeted.
Did it show the dead one?
They swear that didn't happen, but who knows? It probably did. But I love that one of the guys in the special features mentioned that Joe Camp, Mr. Benji, was like the dog trainer on this show, and I can't find that on IMDb. But the guy swears that it was his idea to use dachshunds, and I think that was one of the things I loved when I first saw it. Was like Sean, you recognize the scamper, but I don't own a little dog. So for me, they move in a way that's like pretty realistic because they're real animals with their real legs.
Right.
They look silly, especially in high def. You can kind of see it a little better. But regardless, I always thought that was super cool and creepy that they move like real animals, and that just makes it more effective for me. I mean, granted.
Yeah, when I was little, I didn't know it was. I didn't know it was dogs.
Yeah, I didn't know. I only saw the movie I think for the first time 3 or 4 years ago, and I was like, "What? How the hell do they do that?" I mean, it just looked really because they're so big, and I'm sure that's partially forced perspective sets and other things, but I just love the dogs as rats. I think that's such a great touch.
It's great. Brad, you said you saw this when you were little. Do you rent? Was it a rental or what?
Yeah, it was a rental. I actually think I rented it with Food of the Gods, to be honest with you.
Oh, nice. Giant rat.
Yeah, I don't know how old. I might have been like 8 or 9 or so. But, I remember watching it and being really confused of how they actually... I mean, I knew it was like, fake rats, of course, but I just, I didn't think about that for dogs. I didn't know how they were doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was. I mean, I don't remember too much of it when I was little. I just know that I saw it years ago. I saw it again when I was a teenager, and then again recently.
You know, I have a question for you guys too. When the title card comes up, it's called Night Eyes.
Yes.
It's also known as the Rats too back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't know, like on VHS, was it released as Deadly Eyes or?
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Yeah. I just think it's probably the print they got. I mean, that's
which
how
looks
sometimes
pretty.
These things, these things work. Is that they might get a print from another country or something that might have had different Canadian title, UK title, whatever.
Yeah, it's a good looking print too. By the way, I mean I think it looks pretty great. Again, considering.
Yeah. Well, I mean, considering this movie, I mean it's just such an odd, and that's what I love. With companies like Scream Factory and Scorpion releasing now, and even Code Red, it's I put up with a lot of crap with Code Red just because I like some of these titles. It's just they're releasing the most oddball movies on Blu-ray, and all these. There's other movies like True Lies that aren't even on Blu-ray yet, but yet we can get Deadly Eyes and
Death Valley,
and even like Nail Gun Massacre, and which I just recently watched. It's like you can get those movies on Blu-ray, but we can't get frickin' True Lies or even like The Abyss or anything like that.
I think those are in the works. By the way, I would say the next year or two.
Dear God, come on.
I just looked up. Night Eyes was the Germany, West Germany.
Oh, nice.
That was the title. So they probably have a German print.
Yeah.
Because I imagine that's what they do is that they have connections with people that own or collect. 16 and 35, and probably give some people a call, and that's how they get them.
The print looks fantastic, and of course this movie it was to give James Herbert, who wrote the novel The Rats, a writing credit, but the first screenplay written had nothing to do with the novel, and then Charles Igley didn't even read the novel, and just basically took what he read from the earlier screenplay, basically made it a knockoff of Piranha and turned it in.
Well, I mean, this film has a lot of little things from movies that were in the early 80s.
Yeah.
It basically every scene it seems that it's ripped off from another movie.
Yeah. And the Piranha's a ripoff of Jaws. I mean, there's killer creatures. There's a civic event that needs to go on, and it just needs to happen. In this case, it's the new subway that's being built.
Yeah.
And the mayor has to have the release on the day, and nothing can get in his way. So it's just there's a reason why we haven't dove into the plot, people.
Yeah. Well, there's not much to it really, but yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's the sort of slightly throwaway romantic thing and
right.
Super cheesy love scene that really feels out of place.
That love scene's amazing.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is, but I love really bad love scenes, especially in the 80s. It's just there's something about them because they're not uncomfortable. Because movies now go a little bit too far. If it's an R-rated love scene, you're like, Jesus, I'm embarrassed.
Porno.
They do. There's some movies that they're trying to be, but movies like this, it's so staged and so you know what I mean. It's just I'm going to place my hand on her boob. You know what I mean? It's just there's something about
that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to grab the tit.
The way they're done, it's obviously
caress the tit.
God damn it. But you guys know what I mean. Top Gun, anything like that. It's just so. It's not uncomfortable to watch with a significant other.
My favorite sex scene of all time from the 80s, and it's actually a really, really good one. It's Lethal Weapon 2.
Oh, I've paused that many times.
With when they start showing the scars to one another.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I remember that. The Jaws scene ripoff. Yeah, it's great.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, no, I'm just the idea of it.
No,
yeah, but no.
Move on. Brian doesn't like it, so we won't talk about it.
No, I like it. I do. I remember that scene and I was going, oh, they're doing Jaws, but they're putting a new spin on it. Definitely a new spin.
Okay.
All right, moving along.
I love back to the rats real quick.
Yeah, I want to
love
talk
the
to you, Brian,
sound.
because you say you love this movie.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I just really this was one that really.
I just realized I said Lethal Weapon 2, and it's 3, by the way.
Lethal Weapon 3. Oh, I was thinking Lethal Weapon 2 with that blonde Russian girl.
Oh, so that's the what's her name?
Renee Russo.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's not really love scene. That's not the like scene.
It's 3.
I like Renee Russo.
Yeah, sorry.
But
sorry to bring it up again. Fuck.
No. It's
Deadly Eyes. Go ahead, Brian. Let's hear your.
Because people will be writing in like you there wasn't a scar scene in Lethal Weapon 2.
That's true. We got to be careful. I don't know. There's something about one of my. Well, I don't want to give away my list, but I really like the movie Them. The
Oh, there we go. See, Brian just gave away his list.
Screwed up my list. But part of the reason I love that movie is because of this. They have a really great sound that the ants make. It's like this high-pitched screeching sound. And I'm not
Sean's
saying...
voice.
I'm not saying that they did this on purpose, but the rats have... Not only do they use the great, like, jaguar, like, rawr, or, like, sounds for them, but they also have, like, high-pitched, like, squeaking that they do, kind of.
Yeah.
And so they have this, like, signature sound design. Apparently, I mean, the writer said that they couldn't ever use sound from the takes because the dogs were just barking like crazy.
I want to see those outtakes, man.
I do, too. I want to see the scenes where they're just barking. That'd be just so funny. But anyway.
It's barking, pandemonium, barking, and trainers going, Muffy, Muffy here, Muffy.
Yeah, clicking the dogs, yeah. I think that's awesome.
I bet it was so hard to act on that set. Because dogs were so friendly.
Yeah,
and
dude,
you have a bunch of people yelling at the dogs, and they're trying to be serious. You just keep laughing.
I got to give the actors some credit because never at any point did it feel like they weren't totally freaked out. You know, when that's around. So I don't know, but the sound design is pretty fun because it's pretty over the top. You know, just like the masks on the rats when not the masks, but the close-up, I don't know if they're animatronic.
Puppets, yeah.
So, they look like, Muppets almost, like evil Muppets, like Ratso's, like, evil cousin or something. But they're pretty corny. But for some reason, I don't know, I like a good creature feature, and this one feels like a throwback or something. I don't know what it is about it that just kind of just slots perfectly in for my aesthetic. But, it's just a lot of fun. It's not very good. But it's got like a cute girl in it, and it's got, people getting killed. The guy, Vincent from 3 O'Clock High is in it. What's his name? Casey Shamasco's best buddy in 3 O'Clock High, which I love that movie, so it's got a tie to that. He's one of the main dudes in this, and, so there's a lot of crazy deaths, and there's a couple good set pieces with rats attacking and Scatman. I mean, it's just got all these elements in it that just kind of slowly make it a movie that's just like right up my alley. That's why I love it.
I love when the rats will bite. It's just like they bite and they stay.
They just show a lot of scenes of them chewing. They're just like
gnawing.
Yeah, they're just gnawing on people. Their faces, their hands. And they'll just cut to them.
I almost would love to see, and if I had the time, I would totally do this. Like take all those scenes out, slow them down a little bit, and add some Barry White in the background, and you have just gold. So someone please do that.
God.
If they would just probably show a close-up, you'd probably see him looking.
Probably. Like that's all I thought.
Their little tongues like underneath the mask.
Well, that's what they said they did. They filled everyone's pockets with like dog food. And so the dogs, they're all chasing these people wanting to get the dog food. And when if the person's on the ground, all the dogs are doing are just eating dog food out of their pockets.
It's awesome.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's just one of those movies that I'm so glad, and I said this about Death Valley, and same thing goes for Without Warning, which is coming soon. It's just great when somebody like Scream Factory that has a high profile in the genre community puts out this thing and makes it part of the conversation again. You know?
Totally.
It's great, so.
And Brad, this goes to a Twitter conversation we had. Without Warning will be filed in sci-fi. I'm kidding, of course. But only one of the things that's funny. Screw you then.
I didn't hear this conversation.
Is Brad there?
I don't know.
Brad, you there?
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
We had a big genre, because I separate by genre on my movies. And
no, you don't.
Yeah, in Brad's mind, I don't, because I put Predator and Aliens in the sci-fi. And, we won't get into this, and Spaceballs is in comedy, which to me it makes all perfect sense. But
yeah, in your mind,
in my mind. But luckily, I have a Scream Factory section, so without warning, we'll go there.
Nice.
Anyway, sorry, I got focused on film organization this week because I listened to a podcast, the Film Junk podcast, and they have the past 3 years they did this movie organization bonus. So I listened to all 4, and now it's all on my brain. Basically, people, I'm doing it all wrong, as Brad will attest to.
Yep.
I gotta listen to these shows. I think it'll just make me frustrated, but
nerdy beyond nerdy, and there's some rules that I cannot get behind, but it's fantastic. I love hearing people talk about their collections and how they sort things, and I love how technical some people get, and how some of these people will stay awake at night, because they're from Canada, these guys, and they get French on their labels, right? He's in Canada.
I've heard about this, yeah.
And some of them, they'll go to the U.S. or order from the U.S. just to get a movie without French on the spine. And to me, I'm like, well, that's easy. Just go and get a custom cover online and print it out and put that in. And they will not have custom covers at all.
Yeah.
And that's basically to them ruining your collection. But I disagree. If the cover's shit, you fix that, and you can do it on your own. All right, moving along, because we can go into a gigantic rat hole right now.
Oh,
see what I did there? Rat hole for the rats.
Dad jokes.
I'm slowly becoming my father.
You know, I think that honestly, if people have stuck with this show from the very beginning of our very first episode of the Video Dead and TerraVision, from that point until this point, you slowly see us dive into the world of insanity. I can't stand Sean at this point. At first, I was Sean came to me and he was like, hey, man, doing this podcast, you want to be a guest? I was like, oh, man, I want to help you out. Man, I regret every fucking conversation.
No, you don't. Screw you.
This is, Saturdays, we record on Saturday mornings because of Brian's uptight bullshit.
Yep.
We just turned out to just hate each other. So, thanks for sticking with us.
I love you, Brad. I love you and your bearded face. I want to rub your bearded face against my clean-shaven face.
I'm trying to grow my beard out because I was doing this not chin strap, but shaving at my chin. But now I'm actually growing, not having a neck beard because those are gross. Sorry for anybody who has a neck beard, but it's
my
gross.
dad has a neck beard. What are you saying?
Well,
we
no,
all our neck beard listers.
No, not a neck, where you just completely let your beard go 100%. Where you don't trim or shave.
That's not a neck beard. That's wilderness man.
Yeah, no. That's what I'm saying. I'm doing the neck thing, but I'm I'm shaving right above the Adam's apple and down.
Mm-hmm.
So I still have, I still have a neck beard, but it's not growing down, my stomach.
Right. This is beard talk by the ScreamCast.
ZZ Top.
Yeah, this is gross.
Anyway, let's jump into what we think of the disc itself, and then move into our top 10 deadly animals who kill and go evil list.
That's a great title.
You got to.
Okay. All right.
I was really surprised. This isn't a collector's edition, right?
No, it's not, but it's pretty stacked.
Yeah, it's almost a collector's edition level. I mean,
there's no commentary.
Yeah, no commentary, so that probably puts it out. But yeah, they've got.
You should have done a commentary, Sean.
Oh yeah.
Did jokes.
Yeah, thanks, Brad.
Dad jokes commentary. There's a bunch of interviews. There's Leslie Donaldson. There's Lisa Langlois. And there's the great the interview. The best one is obviously the 24-minute behind the scenes where they talk about the dogs. Mostly it's the writer and the cast members. That's really cool. And then I also like the special effects guy talking about the dogs stuff. I thought that was great. But Lisa Langlois' interview is pretty cool. She still looks pretty good, and she also at the end good. To filmmakers, she's basically saying hit me up on Facebook. I'm open to any to you know. She was just talking about how much she likes social media and how she wants to be. She's basically back, like she wants to act again, and that you should hit her up on Facebook. So I thought that was pretty cool that she's sort of open to that, you know, because I feel like she could be, she could have a nice little comeback. She's a good actress, and you know, I'd love to see her in more stuff. So
she's in class in 1999 or 84.
84.
Yeah, she's got a cool filmography. It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
It's neat.
Class 1999 is one of my favorite movies. No big deal.
Did you think her interview went a little bit long? Because after a while, I was just like, oh god.
Maybe a little bit. Yeah, I mean, because it did seem like they asked her, like, what do you think of working with this person and this person?
Yeah, because it kind of goes way off the path.
Yeah. No, yeah, the actual questions in it, they're very, like, standard first time at a movie festival, like, questions. Like, oh, how was it working with, that director? It was good.
Yeah,
Next
no, it
question.
doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't really.
Those questions are terrible.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate because the same thing for Leslie Donaldson's. Like, I didn't get too far into that one because it was just clear that the questions were not engaging her and she wasn't giving the most interesting answers either. But regardless, it's nice to see her talking about that. The one neat thing they did was they talked about other movies. Like they talked to Lisa Langlois about Class of 1984, and they talked to Leslie Donaldson about Curtains. So like they touch on other movies that aren't this one that, you know, was nice. Did
they interview her for The Nest? Scream Factory's The Nest?
Oh. I can't remember. I just ordered that one. For some reason I hadn't picked that up. Even though she seems to indicate that it was like a horrible experience.
Yeah.
Which doesn't necessarily bode well for the movie, but I don't remember that one.
Yeah, I didn't watch the special features.
I'm guessing they did.
I know she's in that.
I think
but,
I want to say that one was pretty bare bones. I can't remember, but I only watched the movie. I didn't really watch the special features yet on that one. Yeah. But I liked The Nest. I mean, for what it is, Deadly Eyes is better.
Yeah,
but The Nest is one of the greatest. I love the cover art on that one.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, the cover art's great.
The Nest never reaches the level of that cover art. The cover art is amazing.
Yeah.
No, that movie's a little boring.
Yeah, no big
deal.
I thought it was all right.
But overall, I thought this is a pretty solid disc, especially considering the obscurity of the film. You know,
totally.
Yeah, I was surprised. Well, I mean, they do that. I mean,
yeah,
you do get like bare bones stuff like Death Valley and Ninja 3, but when you think that something's gonna, what was the other title that we talked about that had so much special features on it, and we just thought it would be like bare. I forget what it was, but we spoke about it on the podcast. But it's very surprising to see what they can put together with stuff like this. But I also think that has to deal with because I believe I've heard Jeff Nelson of Screen Factory say he really, really loves this movie. So I think if it's something that you really, really love, you might go after it a little bit more.
Really quick, in the kind of the credits of one of these interviews, I saw, like, it said Scorpion releasing.
Yeah, on both the Leslie Donaldson and the Lisa Langlois, it says Shout Factory and Scorpion.
Yeah, so I don't know if... That's kind of weird when I see stuff like that, because there was on Final Exam, had Code Red on there as well. Like,
well, that's because Code Red had
the DVD
license. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, it was still, and they probably, got it from Code Red.
Right. But what was up with the Scorpion releasing for these special features? That was a bit odd.
Didn't Deadly Eyes have a DVD release? Yeah, I guess I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong.
Yeah.
I thought it had a DVD release.
I don't know. That's just weird. It's stuff like that I kind of see, and I'm like, that's kind of interesting.
Well, I mean, some of these companies might, work together a little bit, and they might not really like go out there and say it 100%.
Right, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours type thing. Like,
right.
Maybe Scorpion had the connections with some of these that was able to help kind of get the interviews together or something like that. I would imagine they helped get that interview in some way, or maybe even maybe they paid Walt or somebody to even do the interviews. Who knows?
This wasn't released on DVD, by the way. I just looked.
It wasn't. No.
Wrong. No.
So they must have been.
Yeah,
they must have partnered They must have partnered somehow. Interesting. Anyway, but yeah, Scorpion releasing, man. Those guys their partnership with the Kino has me all excited because, gosh, man, they're gonna have a fantastic fall, and then 2015 is gonna look awesome from those guys.
Well, I mean, I think they're on the same. I think with Kino, I don't know if it's like, acquisitions are gonna change.
Yeah.
at all. I just think they are going to have better marketing, and they're actually going to have a website you could probably buy from, rather than the stupid shit that they had.
Yeah. Well, it'd be
prior.
nice to see if Code Red gets on board too. Because there's kind of, we'll see. It's like God, I mean, it's one of those things. It's kind of like, it's like Code Red's kind of like your drunk uncle, right? Who just, you want to see him do well, you know, and he has a lot of potential, but just
well, here's the thing,
everything
man,
up.
Code Red's been around for a long, long time, and I honestly, if he hasn't done anything by now, like, it's not going to happen, because Code Red's been around for a long time, because I remember when I lived at home years ago, I picked up Forest when I lived at home, so I know that's exactly, like, they're at least 7 or 8 years old.
Yeah.
So if I did that back then, like, they've been around for a long time.
But it's just, you know, their titles are great, and it's just like, come on, man, come on, leave your. We can almost have a full, and I don't want to just crap on him, because, like, seriously, like, they have a good eye for acquisitions, and it's just, and people want his stuff. It's just getting the stuff is just a pain in the butt, and it shouldn't be that way. So anyway, I really hope it would be nice. It would be nice if there was some sort of partnership that happened, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. But let's move into our top 10.
15.
Jesus. Top 10. What are we calling it? Deadly animals who kill people?
Oh, Jesus Christ. When animals attack.
When
Animals/insects.
Top 10 when animals / insects / aquatic animals and fish attack.
Good one.
Sid, don't you blame the movies. Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.
Why don't you go first, Sean?
That's okay. You want me to go first? I'll go first because mine's the most bullshit list anyway. I don't have a lot of experience with animals attack movies. I do have the movie. What's that movie that
oh God,
put out?
Jesus!
I haven't watched it yet.
Day of the Animals. How is it on your list? Don't even speak about it.
It's not on my list. I haven't watched it yet, so I didn't have time to watch it before
You'll
the podcast.
hate it.
I probably will. But I have a lot of my stuff is aquatic animals and reptiles and bugs. So there you go. Honorable mentions for alligator movies are the Australian movie Rogue and the 80s alligator flick Alligator. Those just kind of barely made my list. But these are in no particular order. Arachnophobia was one of my all-time favorite. I love that movie. A lot of people hate it, but I love it. Deadly Eyes made the list because wiener dogs in rat costumes. Kingdom of the Spiders made my list.
Kingdom of Spiders.
I love the ending shot is one of the greatest endings of all time, and the 70s were great with it. They're bleak, you know, the bleakness. I love the kind of the cynicism of the 70s, I guess. Are you guys there? Hello?
No, we're here. We're just letting you go through your list, Sean.
Number 7, Slugs, which I really hope gets a Blu-ray release because I love Slugs.
Well,
so much. 1988. It'd be great. I'm not sure what you guys' experience with Slugs is, but I love it a lot.
Masturbated to Slugs.
One of the greatest love scenes of all time in that movie.
That's what I masturbated to.
These aren't numbered. Never mind. Piranha is there. Good old Roger Corman, Joe Dante, fantastic. Not the remake, people. Lake Placid. I just recently revisited Lake Placid, and I hope we get a chance to talk about it because I was actually surprised at how much I laughed when I revisited this movie. It's a really good. I mean, it works more as a comedy, I guess. But even like the alligator or crocodile or whatever the heck it is, it looks great, and that's a great one to revisit. Cujo. Killer Dog.
Cujo. I forgot about Cujo.
Love Cujo.
Have you watched it recently?
No, I've been wanting to get the Blu-ray.
You should. It's not as great as I remember, to be honest. I mean, it's still a good movie, but it's like there's some really, really good moments.
Yeah.
Like with the kid, the kid that is in the car is fantastic because it really does feel like they actually suffocated him. So.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing about these older movies, especially with animals, is they're, for the most part, they're real animals, being used, and that's the one downfall. The worst scenes of Lake Placid are the digital scenes, which are actually pretty decent compared to the sequels, but the animatronic alligator looks great, and so, but all right, so Cujo's on my list. 1978's The Swarm by Irwin Allen. That one has stuck with me, and starring Michael Caine. That one stuck with me for a long time because I saw that on TV as a kid, and living in California. And I don't know, at the time when I saw it, there was kind of a killer bee scare anyway. So I was.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of bee movies, yeah. So
I was always, after seeing this movie, just terrified of bees, and I still am to this day.
I'm the same way. I was when I was little, I got stung by a bumblebee on the top of my head, and dude, it was like the worst pain ever at that point. And to this day, anything that flies, and might have a stinger, I fucking run. I can't stand it. It's not funny, Sean. I was hurt.
Fuck bees. Next on the list is a newer one. Not the Chris Farley Black Sheep, but Black Sheep, the UK killer sheep movie.
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
See, I always want to talk about myself, and I know you're going to make fun of me. I used to live in Iowa, and we actually used to raise sheep.
Here's my story about Iowa.
Yeah.
Listen, everybody. If you don't know, I grew up in Iowa. Iowa had nothing. Oh God! So we used to raise sheep, and the movie is just fantastic with my fear of the sheep rising up and wanting to kill us. It's more of a were sheep movie, if you will. Yeah, no, Black Sheep's a really, really fun little flick.
And all right, and then finally number one. This is my number one all time animal. Jaws, Steven Spielberg's Jaws. I mean, yeah, that one. That one has always been, nothing's ever topped Jaws as far as killer animals goes.
All right, that's a good. I like your list. The Swarm and shit. That was a good list, Sean. I'm a little impressed, I will say. I don't appreciate you taking King of Spiders from me, but
Oh, sorry.
It's fine. I mean,
we can share. It's okay.
No. It was one of the actual very first movies I watched with my great grandfather, and because he would, I would spend a lot of time with him when we visited Ohio. I always talk about video time and a lot like that on the show, but my parents would go gambling. I'd spend nights with my grandmother. She'd let me rent horror films. I'd watch them till all hours of the night. And when she would go gambling with him, I would spend time with my great-grandfather, who was super old and had no idea what was going on. And I would take the movies over there, and I would play him, and he would just sit there. His name was John, and he would just sit there, all quiet, and not say anything. He was like the perfect person to watch movies with. But anytime anything would happen, like nudity or someone would die, he would go, "Oh boy," and then if there was somebody die, he would just go, "Mm-hmm." But that's all he would do, and I remember watching King of the Spiders, and he saw the town covered in webs, and he goes, "Mm-hmm," and I just fucking cracked up even as a kid. But so King of Spiders is a little special to me because it's the first time I saw that movie, and I really dug it. So I guess I'll go on my list now.
Go for it.
We'll save Brian for the masterpiece. So I'll blow through these since you had all the time in the world.
Oh, I didn't spend a lot of time on my feature.
So, all right, real quick. Sean mentioned slugs and king spiders and alligator, and those are all on my list.
Nice.
The other ones that I had was Link and Monkey Shines and Shockma. I love
Shockma. Yeah, damn it! I can't believe I left Shockma off.
Killer. This is my time now. I'm doing my movies.
Go for it. Go. Shockma's great. Go.
I actually really, really like Killer like Ape and Monkey flicks, and Shockma and Monkey Shines and Link are absolutely like fantastic.
Link's the one with that
orangutan.
And doesn't he come in walking on a woman in a shower or something like that?
I walk in women on showers all the time.
I saw there's a screenshot that's just hilarious. I saw.
Another two actually no, do I have two shark movies on here? No. One was not too long ago. It was called The Reef.
Okay. Nice.
Or people have to swim the shore. I think it's terrifying. I'm not scared of sharks, but I just think the director did another movie called Blackwater. All these are like kind of true stories with survivors from killer animals and being trapped and all that kind of bullshit. Eaten Alive was another alligator flick. So that's on my list. We lost Brian again, by the way.
Yeah. We may have to continue without Brian.
Yeah. All right, so I'll continue. You edit this out.
Well, we'll have to edit that he's... we'll have to let people know that he just disappeared.
Okay.
All
right, and other flicks. The next on my list is a film called, not too long ago, it was called The Breed. It was a killer dog movie. Bunch of friends go to a cabin and there's this wild pack of dogs that are going crazy. It's kind of cheesy, but it really does have some really great moments. And another thing is like the special effects, not really special effects, but the stunts that they did with the dogs are incredible. Like dogs are like jumping through windows and doors, and it looks like they're actually like hitting the dogs, which is not cool, of course. But it really does look real. So it's a pretty decent movie. Of course, Razorback is on my list, one of my all-time.
I left off Razorback. I suck.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Sean. But anyways, it's Killer Hog, Killer Razorback flick. And Razorback is special in a way because it has some of the best cinematography I've ever seen in a horror film. Like the shots, everything set up, the way things are framed, it's just perfect. Like just getting pictures of the outback and stuff like that. It's a beautiful movie, and it's decent horror animal attack flick. Another one that's it's on my list, but it's more or less just for fun. It's called Beaks. Beaks the movie. It's of course a ripoff of The Birds, but that's on there. Grizzly 2, not Grizzly, but Grizzly 2. It's another one of those films that's just really, like, Grizzly 2 is not finished, if you know the story behind it. It was never finished. You can only find bootlegs of it, but it has major stars in it, like George Clooney, I think Daryl Hannah, I think might be in it. But I wish I could. I have to look up the cast actually real quick because I've only seen it a couple times. But it's one of those flicks that's it just sticks out there because it's just so fucking crazy. Like they obviously made the sequel to Grizzly and it completely fell through. They didn't know what the hell they were doing. But it like Deborah Foreman's in it. Charles Cyphers, Laura Dern. I'm sorry, it wasn't Daryl Hannah. It was Laura Dern, George Clooney, and Charlie Sheen. That was the other one. Andrew Pine. Andrew Pine's in that shit too.
Cool. And
it's just a ridiculous sequel. They were originally going to call it Grizzly 2: The Concert. When a bunch of grizzly bears are killed. And then this grizzly bear comes and attacks this band that's going to be playing in this national park. And that's the reason why they called it the concert. But anyways, totally goofy shit. And another, I mentioned Food of the Gods, Link. I got all those. Last but not least, there's a movie with James Brolin. Wait, James Brolin's the dad, right? I always get those two confused. Yeah, James Brolin. He gets trapped in a department store. The movie's called Trapped, and he is hunted by these three Doberman pinchers, and he's trapped in there for the night. It's kind of a rarity to find.
Yeah.
But what
year was that one?
Oh, shit, man! Probably like it was a made-for-TV
70s.
movie.
Oh, okay.
Made-for-TV movie. I do know that. But yeah, it's crazy. Like it's really good. It's pretty intense, and I wish that's what I was hoping, that when Scream Factory did their TV Terrors double feature, I was hoping that would catch on. Yeah. There's a lot of made-for-TV movies that are really, really, really good.
I feel like they kind of abandoned that.
Yeah, I do too, because I don't think that sold as well as they would hope.
Bummer.
So maybe we can do a podcast on it and sell some. What do you think?
I think we should. Totally. Yeah. I want to watch those movies really bad.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
All right. I've heard the movie Night of the Lepus thrown around. Did you mention that one? You didn't mention that one, right?
No, I didn't mention that one.
I haven't seen it.
It's okay.
But it's a killer bunny movie. I mean, come on.
Right, yeah. It's one of those movies like Night of 1,000 Cats, and even Brian mentioned them. Other than Kingdom of Spiders, I'm not that big of a fan of the old killer insects and stuff like that where they're giant.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just Night of the Lepus. There's a bunch of fucking bunnies hopping around. It's to the point where I know I have beaks on my list and shit like that, and Grizzly too. But there's just something with black and white giant bug movies. I'm just not. They just don't do it for me. Yeah. I've seen them.
Yeah.
I've seen them. Them is okay. Night of the Lepus is okay, but I'm just not a fan. I'm sure Brian would disagree with me, but
and unfortunately, everyone, through the call we lost Brian. He had
just so people know,
technical difficulties.
This podcast has probably been the roughest that we've ever done. Because we've had so many fucking problems, and I'm actually really excited of how this comes out.
We'll see.
After you edit the shit out of it.
The gauntlet has been laid down, and we'll probably have an extra long outtakes segment.
Yeah, if you're not aware, if you keep listening to the podcast ever since probably, what do you say, maybe 10 episodes ago,
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, Sean had this genius idea of putting out our fuck ups, because we fuck up a lot and I derail the show and I make fun of everybody. But every once, and we all have lives. He has, Sean has kids and he has to get up from them or get up from the podcast to attend to them sometimes. We just have some shit go wrong, so it's kind of fun to listen to our fuck ups.
Good times. It all starts they started just making me. I was just laughing my ass off doing the editing, and I was like, man, I got to put some of these at the tail end. So, hope you guys have enjoyed them. I sure have. They make me laugh. Well, Brian's been having some audio difficulties, and so what he did was he recorded his top 10 for me to throw right into the segment right here. So I'm going to do that. Here is Brian's top 10.
Okay, so here's my top 10 animal attacks movies, real quick. Let's see here. Number 10 is a little TV movie from 1978 called The Beasts Are on the Streets. It's basically about a wild animal park, which I wish were still around, where you can go drive around with your car and see the animals from a trolley or whatever. But anyway, this wild animal park gets one of the fence lines near the freeway, which, it's a really good idea to have your fence line for your animal park near the freeway. It gets knocked down by runaway semi-truck, and the animals get loose. The lions and the giraffes and the elephants get loose on the freeway and just start running through town, and I think it's a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite TV movies. It's actually streaming on Warner Archive Instant right now in HD. Next one, number 9, is Day of the Animals. Right up there with Grizzly, some good William Girdler action with a crazy Leslie Nielsen scene with a bear and a shirt off. Anyway, fun stuff. Number 8 is Piranha, Joe Dante classic. Jaws ripoff, as we mentioned earlier, big influence on Deadly Eyes and John Sayles' script. Number 7 is The Pack, another one by Mr. Robert Klaus, about an island full of dogs that basically people go to vacation on this island and then they bring their dogs and leave them there, and they become this roaming pack of crazy dogs. So that's a lot of fun and silly. A good double with Deadly Eyes. Number 6 is Of Unknown Origin, which is another great rat movie, but it's a lot smaller. It's from George P. Cosmatos, Panos Cosmatos' dad. I think he said this is his favorite of his dad's movies. But it's Peter Weller, and basically he's a dude, I forget what kind of exec he is, but he becomes obsessed with this rat that's in his house, and he just keeps building these elaborate traps to try and catch the rat, and I don't know, it's pretty great. Pretty great little story of obsession and one man against nature, and the rat is pretty crazy. So number 5 is Grizzly, one of the best Jaws knockoffs out there. It's a lot of fun. Just straight up, Grizzly meets Jaws, really by the numbers. Although they try not to mention it too much in the interviews and whatnot, they kind of cursorily touch on it, but it's really like Jaws with a grizzly bear in a national park. But it's a lot of fun. Number 4 is a tie, an insects movie tie between Phase 4 and Kingdom of the Spiders. Sean, you already mentioned Kingdom of the Spiders, which is great. William Shatner, spiders attacking people movie. Totally great last shot, I totally agree. Phase 4 is an ants attack movie, but it's really stylish and weird and trippy. It's got Michael Murphy in it. I think both Panos and Cosmatos and Edgar Wright are big fans of this one, which is kind of cool. But yeah, it's really good. I hope it gets a Blu-ray at some point. Number 3 is Deadly Eyes. That's how much I like this movie. One of my favorites of this genre. Number 2, Alligator. Just another Jaws knockoff. Also a script by John Sayles. Louis Teague directing, and it's just a lot of fun, alligator in the sewer kind of movie. But it's got a great Henry Silva as Quint, I guess, sort of bounty hunter performance. And, that's worth it alone for that. But it's just a great... Robert Forster, who is awesome, is the lead. And, it's a lot of fun. Highly recommended. Hoping for a domestic Blu-ray on that at some point. And then my number 1, I kind of mentioned this during the show, is Them, which is a giant ants attack movie. Just a great, black and white, 50s sci-fi atomic scare kind of movie, and it's just really one of my favorite movies ever. It's just such a fun, and scary and creepy. There's a great opening scene with like a little girl that's been freaked out by the ants. I think her parents were killed by the ants or something, but they're giant creatures, and they have what looks like giant pipe cleaners for tentacle or antenna, but I don't know, they're still kind of scary, and the sound is just really awesome, like I said. So anyway, that's my list.
Follow us on Twitter, Scream_cast. And through there, you can find us on Twitter through there. All right.
Thank God, you're actually cutting it short.
Yes.
Thanks
Thanks all of you for listening. It's been fun, kind of going back and forth with everyone who listens on Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that. And keep it up. Drop us a line. Let us know.
Yeah, our fan base is growing. Yeah. Like it's surprising that people are sticking with the show, and we're getting new listeners.
Yeah. Drop us a line. You can contact us through the website, thescreamcast.com, through the contact
Has anybody
link.
contacted you?
Nah, I mean, I think these days people don't email. It's all Facebook and Twitter. So
Yeah, it's instant.
Yeah, so definitely drop us a line. We'd love to hear what you would like us to cover. And I need to let you guys know we are not affiliated with Scream Factory. If you haven't figured that out.
Yeah, we've mentioned it before, but
we were asked to make sure
to the new listeners.
we let you guys know. So don't ask us about certain things that haven't been released by Scream Factory. We'll send you there.
Yeah, business stuff. I mean, you can ask us like what we think about titles that are obviously already out or coming out, but technical stuff and
we don't know.
special features. Like we have no idea. We're just the same. Like we post it as soon as we hear about it.
Yep.
But other than that, like we don't have too many inside deets.
Nope.
So.
Nope. And we want to thank the Wolfmen of Mars for the music they created for the show.
They should do a song called Deadly Eyes.
They should.
Deadly Eyes.
And thanks for our friends over in the UK, nerdly.co.uk, for posting our show. We appreciate it. All right. And with that, everyone, again, thanks for listening, and we'll talk to all of you guys next week.
Bye. I had a really fun time.
Oh, don't tell me you're leaving. The party's just begun.
All right, everybody, what you're about to witness here is about 10 minutes of bloopers from this recording. This episode was such an undertaking because of a lot of technical difficulties. We had a lot of kind of downtime to just bullshit and everything. So, anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this. Normally, I don't like to keep these bloopers this long, but couldn't help myself today. The original blooper reel that I initially cut was 30 minutes, so here's 10 of it.
What up?
My wife bought decaf coffee.
Oh, no.
This is the worst thing ever to wake up to.
Oh, God.
It's the worst.
Here, wait, let me go through the text messages. You assholes about ready. That was mine. And then you have to grumble with your negativity.
Oh my god.
You just fart?
That was a fart. Oh my god, there we go.
Yeah, man, I can't wait. I can't wait till you shit your pants.
What? Really bringing us to a new level. That's good.
Yeah, gross level. It's fucking gross. I quit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a podcast where there's sign off and sign on is farts. I'm pretty sure.
I'll tell you why. Looking at you, looking at me.
Why would they be laughing now? No one's listening to this shit right now. We're recording.
If it was live.
If it was live, we'd probably have like one listener.
Yeah.
What's gonna prove it tonight? Like Romeo to Juliet.
As per usual, I'm against the frickin' clock. These kids. Although
well,
we did,
you're the one that's fucking farting and talking about it.
We do it. Hey,
here, yeah, cut out for a second.
We got some distortion here.
I think it's Brian.
I'm fucking it up. Hold on a second.
What is going on? Yeah, what do? You're moving around.
No, I'm not doing anything.
You're jacking off in your car.
Of course, yes. Fuck, I don't know.
It sounds like you're fucking your microphone.
We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Here, let me...
Hold on. That sounds better. Sounds
good.
better.
Oh, it does?
We're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna not move.
All right, pause. Dramatic pause. Like, when John Voight gets... Oh, that static shit's coming back. It sounds like you're pooping static.
Oh. hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't.
What?
Whoa, that was...
Sorry.
That's going into the outtakes. For sure.
Holy shit, what was that?
We'll put you on your shelf.
I got an idea. Start up your car, put your microphone behind the rear tire, and back up. It might sound better.
No, that's what he is doing.
Oh, yeah.
Round and round, what comes around goes around. I'll tell you why. Round
Now he's like speaking in like that keyboard effect. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
It's like tings. Ting, ting, ting.
Or like,
ting.
it sounds like when Keanu Reeves went into the Matrix.
I watched this thing where it was this like tutorial on cyber sex.
I saw that posted. I was like, my kids were around. I was like, I better not link to this.
That shit's hilarious. Is Brian even still on this call?
Are you done with the Blu-ray announcements?
God, no.
Fuck.
I'm almost done though. What
Longest
the fuck?
Blu-ray announcements ever.
That's because you keep pushing it over.
don't really know me. Well, I know you don't really care to see me. But I'm
Hornball.
Hornball. Where?
Sean, would you like to touch my my hornball?
You know you really want to lay it down right now.
You have small ideas, make big idea, make money.
Sorry, what? Won't reach. Sorry. Alright.
Blu-ray.
Hold on. Hello?
Yes.
Is that any better, or does it sound
No,
No,
it's
man.
worse.
much worse? Okay.
I'll take what's good for the crazy evening. You know you really want to play.
Whatever you're doing now, it sounds decent.
Okay, well, I'll just sit here then.
Brian's looking like you got it upside down, hanging over a chair.
I was going to do anything, but okay, let's do it. Let's
All right, here we go.
I texted Brian. I didn't hear back
I'm
from
sorry,
him.
dude. I'm sorry. Holy fucking shit, this episode sucks. Anyway, I moved my car, so I had to pull the extension cord a little bit in the garage, and it knocked over some shit.
Oh, God.
Of course, then I hear my dogs fucking flip out inside the house. Do I sound shitty? At least not, I hope?
No, you sound good.
Okay, good. All right.
As long as you close your car door.
All right, yeah, my shit's not fucking... Oh, my God.
Didn't Deadly Eyes have a DVD release?
Whoa.
Hang on a sec. Sorry, hold on one sec, you guys.
That was perfect timing. Didn't have a release? Thunk. That was Brad. No, we didn't have a DVD release.
Throws down the mic. I want to know about this extension. So Brian has an extension cord going from his.
Man, this
His
is not my
garage.
day.
Hey, you're fine. It's fine.
No. I just, like, of course, my neighbor had left early this morning, and now he came back, and I'm parked in the street in front of my house because I can't get the extension cord. So he's trying to get his truck in, and he ran over his sprinkler, and he fucked up his sprinkler, and now he's pissed off at me. So, like, this is just, like, the worst fucking one ever I've done.
It can't be your fault. It's not your fault.
Well, he couldn't get his truck. He's got a big old pickup, and he couldn't turn into his driveway because I was parked.
That's his fault for being a bro and owning a gigantic pickup truck. Oh, we lost Brian. Brian hung up.
Oh, God. You got to